So now that we looked at perfect competition in the short run, we also need to look at it in the long run. So in the short run, profit, each firm can see a profit that is positive, negative, or zero. One of the things that we talked about when we talk about perfect competition is this idea of free entry and exit. So what that means is business owners or entrepreneurs, they're always looking to start business. Now, ask yourself, if you're looking to start a business, what kind of business are you going to start? Are you going to start a VCR manufacturer VCR manufacturing company? If you even know what a VCR is, VCR was before DVDs, which you don't see anymore. Now it's all digital, but back then you had VHS tapes, right? You had VCRs. So you can still make it, but there's really not going to be much of a profit to make there. You're going to take a loss. So what's going to happen is people are looking to start businesses. They're going to look in areas where there are profits that are being made, okay, or profits that can be made. So if profits are being made in a perfectly competitive market, it's going to cause firms to enter. All right, so new firms are going to come in. This is going to happen until profits are zero. If profits are negative, all right, so if firms that are in the market are not making money, we said in the short run they may have to stay, but in the long run, as they can adjust their fixed costs, they can leave. And that's going to happen until profits go to zero. So in the long run, in a perfectly competitive market, profits will get driven to zero. You get economic profits. So let's look at this. So here's an example of a firm in a market that is making is making positive profits. Okay, and actually, because we're going to look in the long run. So in the short run, you're going to have your fixed costs. Right? Now we're going to be looking at the long run here. So all costs are variable, and so you just have your long run average cost curve. Right? Next, let me do it down here too. Okay. So we're looking here in this market, firms are making a positive profit, which is this red box here, okay, or the red outline. All right. Profit, quantity times price minus average cost. So, okay, firms are making profit. So what other businesses are going to say, or other people looking to start a business, look, they're making profit there. I'm going to go start a business. So what's going to happen is when there's profit, new potential firms are going to see that, and they're going to go enter the market. As firms enter the market, thinking back to supply and demand, as the number of suppliers increases, so does the supply curve. And so we have supply is going to increase. All right. We have supply 2. All right, so number of suppliers increases, supply is going to increase supply 2. Now, thinking back to equilibrium, our equilibrium discussion, we're going to readjust to that new equilibrium. And so what's going to happen then here is that the market's going to adjust to a new price, P2. And so what's going to happen then is that's a price that each firm is also going to be taking. And so the demand for each firm is going to go down to that new price. And so at that new price, we have a new point where price equals marginal cost. So we have our output, we have our cost. And so what our profit is going to do, quantity times price minus average cost, this is going to be our new profit. Now, as you can see, the initial profit here is bigger, that area is bigger than our new profit. There's still profit being made there. And so firms are going to keep on coming in. And so basically, firms are going to continue to enter the market until no profits are being made. And that's going to be the point where your price equals your average cost. And so it's going to look something like this. So we're going to have new price. So what's going to happen is the firms are going to continue to enter. They're going to keep driving down the price until you get to that zero profit price, which is P3 in this case. And so this here, all right, supply 3, demand, this is going to be our long run point, because in the long run, we're going to get pushed to 0. Let's look at the other side of that. Let's say that we are the market is currently taking a loss. So here at P1, price at that quantity is less than average cost. And when that's the case, the firm is taking a loss. Now, in the long run, the idea is that all firms have the same information, so all long run costs end up being the same. So for the long run, all firms are facing the same costs, and so here all firms are taking a loss. As firms are taking a loss, they will exit the market. Okay? As they exit the market, it's going to drive, the market's going to adjust. We are going to get to a new price. And so each firm then is going to still, they're still going to be taking a loss, at least in this case. And so the profit is going, the loss is going to shrink to about there. So as firms leave and it drives up the price, the loss that each firm is taking is going to get smaller and smaller. And this again is going to continue until we get to that long run equilibrium point, that zero profit point. Should be a little bit better. And so it's going to continue until we get to this point here. So prices are going to continue to get adjusted, and the firms are going to leave, which is going to drive up the prices from the market adjusting. It's going to continue until those losses get smaller and smaller, and each firm is making zero profit. So just to summarize this and kind of tie up everything with perfect competition. So with perfect competition, firms are going to produce where price equals marginal cost. The market's going to set the price. Each firm is going to take the price as it is. If in the short run, profits can be positive, they can be negative, or they can be zero. If profits are positive, new firms are going to enter the market, which is going to push down the price and decrease profit. And that's going to continue until profits become zero. If there are losses being seen by each firm, some firms are going to leave. As they leave, the supply curve is going to shift, which is going to push up the price, right? And it's going to decrease those losses until it gets to zero. And so while profits may be positive or negative in the short run, in the long run, in a perfectly competitive market, they get driven to zero.